Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Let's lower that music volume down a little bit. Right there. Okay, we've got like 3 or 4 things going on at the house at the same time here, so just give me a moment. Hey there, lads and lasses. This here, of course, is Thunderhand64. Coming at you live from the west coast of the United States. It is a little bit past noontime, and it can only mean that it is time for some Generations Baby Zombie Rush Beta. So, we have quite a few viewers loading in right now. The mighty, the one and only TTV, who I haven't seen in the longest time. Dude, welcome in, man. I've missed you. I hope all is doing well. And of course, there's Arma from Down Under. Good day, everyone. And the mighty, the one and only Lone Star himself. You can see the auto shout out up there for Lone Star. Please go check him out the next time he was streaming. What's up? Welcome to welcome to Hump Day. I guess it's Wednesday, right? With capital L and 2 R's and never that number. So good to see you. It's so good to see you too, man. If any of you are unfamiliar with TTV, TTV's one of the viewers from back in the day, man. He's one of the OG viewers back when I started. How have you been, man? I have been awesome. Thank you very much for asking. My older son, Biggie, is home from his second year of university. He's about to start his third year very soon, September 25th. Kachi has just started grade 9. All kinds of cool stuff. All kinds of cool stuff happening. How about yourself, man? What have you been up to? Now, hopefully, and let me think. Lone, are you streaming today? Because I didn't see you streaming when I started my stream here. So if you are able to stream today, then and the timing's right, maybe we'll try to raid out to you and see what's up with that other Lone Star account. No, not till the weekend now. Okay, all right. I'll try to see what's up with that. Yeah, because evidently there's another account, you know, where the case is different, and somehow, even though I type it incorrectly, it sends me to that account. So we'll work out that. Dang, they're growing up. Yeah, they are. They are, man. Of course, Lone Star, fellow buffoon, good friend of the stream, and Arma, who's been with the Buffooncraft community for forever. Okay, let's. I've been not up to too much, but I start my first job in 2 to 3 weeks. Hey, congrats, man! And of course, TTV's been following for 4 years, 9 months. Almost 5 years, because I started streaming in June of 2020, and I started like really streaming, like that was sort of experimental streaming from June to October, and you know I've got pretty much all the branding and stuff underway with Kachi Time and the Generations and stuff. That happened in October of 2020. So yeah, and TTV was one of the first. Not too bad, just tired from work. How are you? That Lone Star, man. All right. Just relaxing till I fall asleep. Let's switch over to the display. And there we go. Come on, kick in. There it is. How about you, Thunder? How are you? Lone, I'm doing great. This is how I'm doing. So Baby Zombie Rush is in beta right now. I did load up the resource pack, Redstone Tweaks. I did upload it correctly. I checked several times, and for some reason, it's not kicking in. So there must be a trigger key to hit on the keyboard to activate it and deactivate it. So I'm just going to have to read up on it and figure out which one that is. What's this build? TTV, you may or may not recognize this. This is Baby Zombie Rush, the not so mini game that we've been working on for the last couple of years. Most of the time it's been in the test world, but now we've given it its own world now, and we're ready to go beta with it, just about. We're starting to install all of the dead-end traps that we've designed, and yeah, we're coming into the home stretch with it. It's quite a big deal. So let's do the recap. I've been skipping this lately, last couple of streams, but since TTV's here, been a long time in the making. Well, yes and no, right? Collectively, it's over the last few years. Collectively, it's only been about a few months worth of work. It's just been stretched out like every other Wednesday over the last couple of years, right? And it's only like 2 hours a stream. So it adds up to just about a couple of months worth of work if you collect it all together, right? And the other thing is, it's not so much a rush to get, despite the name, to get the game finished and launched and everything. The idea is, it's just really a vehicle for us to learn Redstone, right? And so I haven't really been, very hard pressed to like finish it and launch it. I've just been having fun just building Redstone things for it and learning Redstone. Let's get caught up. So the idea is basically we will have a contestant. A contestant will enter into the maze. I will be controlling the maze and emceeing the event. And what will happen is something like this. Player will walk into there. We'll close that. And then when we're ready, I'll open the maze entrance like this. Let the player get in there. The baby zombies will then pursue the player into the maze. And let's just do this. Oh! There we go. They're on us. Oh, here they come. Oh, this is probably not going to go well. Whoa! And they're right on us. So the contestant will be flying through the maze or running from baby zombies for their very, very life. And the idea is to get through the maze. Now, when the player comes upon a dead end in the maze, they usually have a choice of what course of action they would like to try to take. For example, oh, did I not set my spawn? I didn't set my spawn. Okay, we do this. Oh my god, I remember this. Yeah, it's so cool, huh? Ooh, the murder box is almost ready. Well, yes, yeah, kind of. We still have some dead ends to install and things like that. True challenges will be not to say bad word. Yes, yes. Well, the idea is the contestants don't need to do any redstone. The contestants don't even really need to know how to play Minecraft that well. They really just have to run from the baby zombies and not die. That's what they have to do. What I have to do is remember where in the world this was. It's been so long since I've been back to spawn that I've forgotten where this is. It's mostly panic running and maybe push some buttons at dead ends. Yeah, and the buttons at the dead ends are either beneficial, detrimental, or maybe kind of benign, right? So you're taking a risk by pushing the button. Now, if you're slick enough, you can not press the button at all and juke the baby zombies pursuing you. You can do that. I should have the coordinates of this written down at spawn so I can just get back there. Or better yet, I should just put a command block at spawn with a button and transport. Yeah, you know what? In fact, that might be one of the things we do today. It shouldn't be that far out, though. Thunder, if you cannot find the maze, just build a new one. Okay, today on Baby Zombie Rush, we're starting a whole new maze over here. No, it's actually, it's not that far out. Right. There we go. Shouldn't be that far out. Next 2 hours of stream is just finding the way back. You know, we've had streams go that way, haven't we? Oh, you know what we can do? We can do this. Ha! We can do this. Is it locate? And biome. And I'm pretty sure it's the nearest mushroom island. It wouldn't be just mushroom, though, would it? Mushroom fields, okay. I guess it is. Right. There it is. Yeah, okay, here we are. Maybe we should do something about that during this stream, huh? Okay, and so the idea is you get to the end. If you run into a dead end, you can juke the baby zombies if you're quick enough. Or you can take your chance and try to press a button. And like this, for example, will bring you into a different part of the maze. But remember, the baby zombies can come in here after you too, right? So beneficial, detrimental, kind of hard to say, right? For that one. A little bit of both, maybe? What happens at this one? Oh my God. Now see, if I were in survival, these little dudes would come pouring out after me here, right? Like this. There they are. And say, oh my God. See, so that one's kind of detrimental, right? I mean, and so I would have a contestant. See, if you're quick enough, you can juke those guys. You can juke them like that. But sometimes your health is low, your hunger bars are way up there, you're too slow to juke. And so it's like, well, let's take a chance and let's see if we can press a button and maybe escape that way, or pressing that button will result in something very, very bad. And so the contestant will have 3 runs. Yeah, this is it for me. And I didn't set my spawn again, right? There we go. But we can just do this for right now. Let's go set the spawn. Let's go do that. And so the player will have 3 runs. The contestant will have 3 runs. And that's why we'll have 3 copies of each maze. So with this particular maze, we'll have this copy, this copy. That way I don't have to reset and restock the game for each run, right? And so when and if they die, more likely when, they'll be able to come over to the next maze. It'll be a duplicate of this one. They'll start again, go through, and then see how far they can get. They do have a slight advantage of having run that maze before, right? Maybe. And then if they die in this one and they want to take a third run, they can, but 3 is the max. 3 is the max. And then there'll be some sort of rubric that'll tally their score. There'll be different kinds of ways to accrue points, right? So they'll be evaluated on different kinds of things, right? Like times and how many deaths and things like that, right? How many attempts and stuff like that, right? And so that's the idea. So each one of these dead ends has that kind of a feature, right? Let's there. Okay. That's why that's there. So you're saying it can be competitive. I love content. Well, yeah, in a way, I mean, there'll definitely be a leaderboard up there, right? And we'll track, each contestant's score, and we can compare scores if we want to. But, you don't really have to directly compete against the other players if you don't want to. You can go for like a personal best kind of thing, right? So it's that kind of setup. I would like each player, though, to have one attempt at the 3 copies, right? And so you have one attempt at this maze, right? And then depending on, how well this goes and stuff, maybe we'll make another kind of maze configuration with some slightly different features and a different kind of layout. And then maybe, the contestants who have run this one can now run the next maze, right? So they can do that kind of thing. Not confrontational, but possibly right. Well, yeah, I guess. I think some traps like tripwire hooks and slowness potions could be cool. Oh, there are things like that. Yeah. So let's take a look at our progress, right, so far. So this whole entrance feature took quite a while to design and build, right? And so player entrance gate, open and close, right? Maze entrance, right there, that's closed, right? Baby zombie spawner here at the beginning. This is a command block kind of thing where it'll just spawn in 10 baby zombies there and 10 baby zombies there. So, and then of course we put our sign and we did a little bit of decoration on the outside here, right? Of course, we had to include the Dante's Infernal. Abandon all hope, all ye who enter here. that had to be there. Then number 2 was Secret Door 1, which you just saw. So it opens up a partition in the wall. You're able to pass through into a different part of the maze. But it stays open long enough. If there's any baby zombies directly behind you, they'll come through too. But it's a chance to lose at least some of them, right? 3, we have an arrow dispensing feature. So you press the button, a partition of the wall opens up, and it fires arrows out at you, right? Detrimental, so there'll be arrows of harm. Of course, they'll harm you, but if they hit the baby zombies, they will heal the baby zombies, right? So that's quite detrimental. Then we have the opposite here, right? We have another dead end where you press the button, arrow dispensing comes out, but it's beneficial. They're arrows of healing, so they heal you, but of course they greatly harm the baby zombies, right? So there's that. Then we have a baby zombie spawner at the entrance. That's really, an elaboration of number 1 here, right? And then dead end, a baby zombie spawner. So I think we just saw that one too, right? So you press the button, partition opens up in the wall, and out pours bloodthirsty baby zombies, right? 7 is a TNT drop. So they come to a dead end. They press the button, The floor gives way, the player falls into a pit, and TNT is injected and blows them to Kingdom Come. Number 8 is a lava drop trap. Very much the same thing, except they fall into a pit of lava. And number 9 is Suspicious Stu's Secret Tunnel. That is the one that we spent quite a bit of time on, but we've just completed that. That's over into this area, I believe. And let me think. Not that. I want to do this, right? And so player comes in here, presses a button, floor gives way, they're dropped into a pit. I can't get out. They have to go through the dark and creepy maze. Right, so there's a tunnel down here. There may be baby zombies who have fallen into the hole with you, so you might be running from baby zombies, but you might not. Is this back from whence we came? See, it's easy to get mixed up if you're not paying attention, like you're trying to run a stream. Yeah, here we go. So we're back this way. The Secret Stew Tunnel is a whole side quest. Yeah, kinda. That will be blocked up. But there'll be this feature where a player can come into Suspicious Stews. Suspicious Stews. That's Suspicious Stew. And so the player can then try their luck at a Suspicious Stew. What kind of effect do we have? Oh, I'm in creative mode. Well, no, I shouldn't be. Was that a dud? I should have looked at it before I drank it. But it doesn't look like it has any effect at all. Right? Yeah, okay, that may have been a benign one. All right, you know what I should do, though, is I should have some sort of feature in here where I can dispose of the bowls afterwards. But I don't know, maybe the bowl would be kind of helpful. Anyways, the player can then be on their way to the rest of the maze here through this tunnel. And there may be a couple other features eventually that I'll add in down here. I love that. I love that too. And so then the player gets into here. They're launched back up into the maze. I do have to reset the timer on this and make this close a little bit faster. But once this closes, it should disguise this whole thing. So if you run out into the maze and then come back here, there should be no indication that this is where you came up through, right? In fact, we may just put a fake button here that doesn't really do anything, just to disguise it, right? And so then the player carries on throughout the maze, right? And so that was the last feature that we had installed. And so what I wanted to do well, we do need to take this out because we're finished with this design. Let's take out this stuff here. Done. Okay. We're going to just get regular stew, I guess, right? Well, that's one of those things where Suspicious Stews are... And that distributor that I made is a... that dispenser I made is random. So there are 10 different kinds of Suspicious Stews, and that will give you just any one of those at random. So again, could be detrimental, could be beneficial, could be benign, like that one was, right? And I believe the original idea was probably Sage's idea. Sage and I are thinking it was probably his idea. It was his idea to incorporate the Suspicious Stews in some kind of way, right? And then I was thinking, oh, I know exactly what to do with those. So Suspicious Stew was a character that I was going to have on the Generations survival world. And I thought to myself, you know, this is a perfect opportunity to debut this lore character here in Baby Zombie Rush. And so Suspicious Stew has his Suspicious Stews stand down there in this tunnel, just So I credit, I'll credit the Foolish Sage there with that collaboration. I'll consider that one a collaboration. But there is, this would be a good time to mention, in the, how did Stu end up there? IG rent was cheaper, probably. Was he even invited, though? Or did he just show up? Let's see. So there is the invite to the our community Discord, and in the community Discord there is a Baby Zombie Rush brainstorming channel in there where viewers, folks can submit their ideas. I don't always promise that I'll use every idea, but I always read every single one of them, and so that way I can get the community, because I really enjoy it when the community submits ideas and stuff, and we sort of collaborate on this. There are quite a few features in here that were that viewers participated on, and some of the problem solutions and stuff in here. And that's my favorite part of this stream, really. I think he was a former contestant who decided not to risk it further and just set up shop. Okay, so one of the things I wanted to do in this stream, because we did spend quite a bit of time on that Suspicious Stew thing, that turned out to be quite that turned out to be quite a feature. That was pretty difficult. I mean, just working the launcher out for that with the doors and stuff like that was good lord. Good lord. And then building Suspicious Stew stand, and then the dispenser with the randomizer and stuff, that was quite a bit. One thing I would like to quickly do is to go through here and mark off and count out how many dead ends we have, because there should be a feature at each dead end. And I'm surprised I've yet to do that. So we should get around to doing that. And we'll color code them, and we'll do red for the ones that are completed, and we'll do the cyan, the blue with the green letters for the ones that have been completed, and we'll do the mangrove with the red for the ones that are not completed. Reminds me of Jumanji. A guy didn't want to die, so he just lived in the game. This redstone is way beyond me. Well, it's way beyond me too. That's the thing. And one of the chief idea behind this whole stream for the Baby Zombie Rush, which is every other Wednesday, is to learn the redstone, right? And get in there and learn it the hard way. Just by coming up with an idea, and then trying to work out the redstone for it. And we could use command blocks for everything. But, I'm trying to limit the command block use to just those situations where there's just really no other way of doing it, right? And so I'm trying to keep command blocks to a minimum. So trying to do everything with redstone as much as I can. All in one go, it looks super complicated, but do it like Thunder did, just a bit at a time. Yeah, and it helps if you have two things. It helps if you have some sort of project like this, like each one of these dead ends involves a different kind of redstone, right? There's always some new redstone feature that I have to figure out to make, this kind of cool idea work. So that's number one, having some sort of thing in which to use them. And then number two is, enabling the backseat gaming so the viewers can help out. Like I've learned a lot of redstone. And even viewers who think that they're not that good at redstone, usually when we're looking at a redstone circuit, like any one of these kind of things, and I'm stuck on one of these redstone circuits or something, often even viewers who think that they're not that good at redstone, can just point out, hey, you're missing a torch there. Or, hey, instead of redstone block, you should use an observer there. Or your observer slipped around the wrong way. And so just things like that are super, super helpful. And then you have this, you can go back to this anytime and say, when I'm working in the Generation Survival world and I'm trying to work on some sort of farm or some sort of redstone kind of thing, I'm thinking, wow, I need some redstone that'll do this kind of thing. And then I remember, oh yeah, hey, Baby Zombie Rush, we did a redstone circuit that does that kind of thing, right? And so we can log back into this world. We can take a look at it and bring that over into either Buffooncraft. I've done a number of these things in Buffooncraft and the Generation Survival world. So redstone uses math, so Thunder loves it. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes we work out some of the equations for like. Thankfully, most of them are linear, so they're pretty easy to do. Like dispenser rates and things like that are pretty much linear. You can figure those out from a table of inputs and outputs, right? That kind of stuff. I mostly learned redstone from following a tutorial blindly at first and then try to understand it. Yeah, and sometimes to save time, I'm not above, looking at a YouTube tutorial and stuff and just copying their circuit into here. And I always give credit to the source when I do that. But often I find that, when I'm doing something in here, it hasn't been done before, or it's just too hard to find, right? It probably has been done before, but I've searched and haven't found anything, right? And so it's like, okay, it's reinvent the wheel time, it's whatever. But I find I learn it better when we do it ourselves here. Sorry, this is unrelated, but I need some advice or someone with more experience than me. I'm starting a new job. Yes, which we mentioned. And again, congratulations. And I have orientation on Friday, and I have no idea how to acquaint myself with people because I'm terrible with meeting people. I try to remember their names. So I pause and I try to remember their name, and then I try to use it a couple of times during the meeting. And, you kind of think of, and try to find one identifying feature about them, right? About what they do or, something like that, and kind of match them up. And through assigning yourself that task, you kind of get through the meeting part of them, right? And so it at least it works for me, right? Because remember, when I was assistant principal of my school, even though we had a small school, we still had 120 students, and I had to memorize all of their names. And so I would be out front door, greeting the students every morning as each student comes in, and I'd say, hey, hi, Elvin, hi, Dave, hi, Sarah, hi, as they all come in. And so I get all of their names down, right? And so you memorize 120 names. And it sounds like a daunting task. It's not. You can do it. It can be done. Names is a big one. Yeah, it is. But, like I said, by assigning yourself that task, it helps you get through it, right? Especially when you're new, you will hear tons of new names. So don't worry about asking several times. Yes, and that's the other point, right? If you have to ask again, just apologize and just say, hey, sorry, what was your name again? Help me out here. Yeah, because I'm in a new situation. There's a lot of people. So, yeah, okay, Scott, thanks, man. It's like, if I forget, I'll be too scared to ask. Yeah, well, that's what we're saying. Don't be. It's normal to ask. That's a normal thing to do, right? And if people get upset, they shouldn't get upset. It's like, dude or dudette, why are you getting? I'm new here, man. Help out. I'll try my best to use their name. Yeah, see if you can, right? The worst thing is, when you're going through like some area and somebody's giving you a tour of the place and they'll say, oh, there's Sarah, there's Scott, there's Jim, there's Diane, and there's Milton. All right. Now on to the next thing. And like you're supposed to memorize everybody's name there. Right. Yeah. That's no, you're not. You get the courage to do the thing after you have done the thing. Yeah, sort of, right? I mean, yeah, Sage has the point, right? And like I said, by trying to give yourself that task to do, you kind of don't have the time to be afraid of it, right? And so it becomes not like a question of the courage. It gets down to like just trying to do the thing, right? And it kind of distracts you from that, right? You walk up to people you don't know, introduce yourself, ask names a dozen times, make conversation, join people in their coffee and lunch break. All the guys I work with get called the same thing. Also, don't be envious of older people who can do that. Or don't beat yourself up because old people can do it and you're still kind of, if you're young, it's hard to do that when you're young. When you're an old dude and you're like, 6'1" and 200 pounds and you're an old guy, you're not afraid of anything. If you screw up somebody's name, you don't care. You just ask them again because really, what are they going to do about it? Right? I mean, so basically just keep to myself and I'll be cool. Well, yeah, but just, cut yourself some slack, realize that, don't get too much on yourself, it's a hard thing to do. So, give yourself some slack there, I started a new job a couple months ago. Yes, he did. And congrats again, Sage. And I'll straight up ask people their names all the time. Yeah, because, they shouldn't be getting upset about that, especially if you're a new person. Yeah. That's like a them problem, the way I look at it. I know the name of like 70% of my colleagues, which is pretty good considering I speak on a given day. When I doubt, I just ask again. Yeah, and that's all you do. And you apologize. You say, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm still learning the ropes here. I'm still getting to know everybody, Most reasonable people won't get on your case about that, right? That's one of the things I miss about teaching is it's just helping the young folks out. I really enjoyed that part of that job. Let's see. Let's get some signs in place. The easiest ones to do will be the ones we've already done, right? There we go. And let's just correspond these with the numbers here at the entrance. That's not really a dead end, so we won't do that. But secret door would be 2. So secret door is going to be over here. And I think it's here. Yeah, and so we'll just mark the dead end. And you know what? I don't want to make them too... Yeah, because we can always remove these after, right? And let's just put them above the buttons, right? So we'll do 2. We'll do this. And of course, when we're actually launched the game, we'll take these down. All right, so that's 2. Three is arrow dispensing detrimental. Okay, let's see if we can find this one. It might be this one. It's right here, right? I think it's here. Let's see what we have. Arrow of healing. No, this is beneficial. And it looks like only one of them's firing, so I think I need to restock one of these. Now, why do I have them mixed? Oh, that's why. Because it's not just healing. It's healing and speed. Oh, I'd forgotten I'd done that. Okay, we're good there. But you know what? I don't like this quite like this, because that way you would get one or the other because it's random. So I think since I have 2 dispensers, I think one should be healing and the other should be speed. So let's do that. I think that's a better way of doing it. There we go. That should be better. All right, so this should be actually number 4 then. So 4. We have arrow dispenser. And we'll do healing. Speed. There we go. So we know what it's about. We know what it does. There we go. Let's get caught up here. So next on the to-do list is, going around labeling the dead ends. It's easier to check our progress. So, heck, I accidentally said one of my team members is German when he told me before he is Bosnian. Oh, I'm sorry, I misremembered. It was a total non-issue. Yeah, and it should be a total non-issue. It should be. I mean, if the other person's getting upset over that, that's a them problem. That really is. They shouldn't be doing that. I will try my best. I found that being genuinely curious and polite will get you a long way, being comfortable, walking up to folks and talking. Yeah. And of course, like I said, if you do get a bad reaction, that's them. You know, it's like, what the heck? My mommy just got home, so I've spent some time with her before she has to get a second job. Wow. God bless her. I'm back to see you if you're live when I'm done. Appreciate it. I'll definitely try. Thanks for the advice, guys. I'll see you later. TTV, hey, good luck to you at your new job. Just be cool, man. You got this. You totally got this. And it's so cool to see you, man. So cool. All right, we do this here. We have that dead end. Let's go find the other one. I don't think it's this one. I think that's like the lava trap. It might be this one. I think I can tell by the redstone. Yeah, it should be this one. Well, let's see. Uh-huh. Yep. Uh-huh. Good Lord. Okay, and again, I mixed them like this. I don't think they should be mixed like that. I think we should have the arrow of harming on one side, and then... Plus, it'll just make it easier to restock, too. So we can do that. And then arrow of slowness on the other side. And I don't know, we can grab these into the inventory like this. And then we can have... And then we can have... Oh, we need the number. Fuck. This was 3, I believe. Please just let me type it, please. Thank you, hands. And then this should be harm and slowness. Okay, there we go. But I think we just wanted to say, we wanted to do this, right? All right, that's cool. We have a couple of more that we need to do now. How am I doing for time? 12:49. Okay, I have 11 minutes before I need to break, so that's we're doing good. What else do we have? So we did 2, 3, 4. The baby zombie spawner was 5. Where was that? I think this is either the lava trapdoor. Yeah. It's not that one. It's not that one. It's not that. That one's already marked. Is it? Is it this one? Yeah, it is. Let's do this just to get them all at it. Oh, sorry, dudes. Okay, come on out. I guess I earned that. Oh, oh, okay. Now we just need to go get our stuff, and we'll know where we were. Yeah, we were here. Hey, fellas. Let's clean up our mess. Okay, cool. Okay, so this was number 5. Baby. Zombie. Really? I'm pretty sure I put a capital B there. I don't think I could fit the word dispenser in there. But I'm thinking I could put it on the next line because I don't have to put any additional information other than detrimental. This. Done. Let's do that. That. And that. Like this. Okay, that's cool. So we have that one. We can also do this. All right, I'll get rid of those arrows in just a moment. We can do that. Okay, so that should have been number 5. So number 6. Oh, number 5 was the baby zombie spawner at the entrance. Okay, yeah, we don't need to mark that. So we can relabel that one number 6, and then 7 is the TNT drop trap. All right, so let's get back over to here. Arrow dispenser. Yeah, here it is. This needs to be relabeled. 6. Okay, TNT drop trap. That one. I think this is a secret tunnel, this one here. It's not that one. Oh. You're kidding, right? Where is that? Really? Let's go into spectator mode for a moment. Because I can approach this from down below. This is one of them. Okay, this is the lava drop trap right here. Okay. I thought this was 8, right? Right here. Lava drop trap. Clearly this is detrimental. In a hot mess kind of way. Okay, so that one's marked, that one's 8, and let's verify that I have that number correctly, and then 9 should be the... Right, but we were looking 7 for the TNT drop. Okay, so I think it's just quicker to do the spectator mode like this. Yeah, I think this is the... Yeah, this is the TNT drop right here. I want to do that. So I can come up through here like this, and then do this. Okay, here we are. So this was, what, 7, I think it was? And then we had TNT drop trap, like that. We have drop trap. And then all we need to know is that, yeah, this is actually detrimental. There, done. Okay, so we have 7 and 8. And then 9 is the Suspicious Stew's secret tunnel. We have entrance and exit for that. So that I know because we spent so much time on it. That's over here. All right. Okay, good. So this will be what to say here. I'm gonna go crash now at Lurk. Okay, thank you, Sage. Thank you. Always good to have you dropping by, man. This one was, and we'll say 9.1. Oh no, I guess not there. We're gonna do 9.1 here. And we're going to do drop tunnel. And then we're going to say entrance. Like that. We'll do that. And then the drop tunnel exit should be over here. Right, we should have drop tunnel here. This would be 9.2, right? Did I do that kind of thing? I think I did. Like that. And I I think what I actually wanted to do was to do this. And even though it's on the cyan, I wanted to do the letter in green. Thunder, really? Yeah, really. It's cool in a way, though, because, you know, as we're working on the maze, it's pretty easy to spot these now. I like that. One of the things I'm trying to do is to try to put the button in the same kind of orientation for each dead end. That way the player, because it's actually already difficult enough to try to press the button while you're running and juking from baby zombies. And it usually takes a small interval of time for whatever it is to trigger and activate. So I want the player to be expecting the button to be in the same place every time for every dead end. I think that'll be, because one thing I did learn as I'm building this is, you know, Thunder, you got to give the player a chance. Okay, I think we're good here. All right, now we can then, we're going to take a short break, about 3 minutes to run some ads. And then during the second half, we'll get the mangrove signs with the red dye and stuff. And we'll mark all the dead ends that haven't been done yet. And, yeah, and then we can kind of take count of what we have to do here and stuff. And so I think it's just better moving forward, knowing how much we've completed and how much we have to do. All right, let's do that. Going to switch over to Be Right Back scene and run some ads. We'll be right back. Hey there, welcome back. Let's do a couple of things here. We're supposed to be in standing mode. Getting to be the late afternoon, so we should be. Let's get some lighting here. Just our camera. There we go. And now we're ready for part 2. More labeling dead ends. Oh, yay. I can't contain my excitement. But this stuff has to be done, you know? I mean, I don't think we've gotten to the point where we have labeled anything, really. So let's go. We'll place them all first. And then we'll label them all second. So we're just going to run around and drop these in for all of the dead ends. Right? And then we'll take a count. We'll see how many we have to go. So we have that dead end. We have this one marked. Right? How are we doing here? There's this one. There's this one. I think you'll be surprised to see how many dead ends we have in this maze. That's the entrance, technically, so that's not really a dead end. But this sure as heck is, right here. Alright, so if I'm here and I come around here, I come around here, and let's go. Oh, we have a dead end here. Just come through there. This is a dead end. We've marked that one. We've marked that one. We've marked that and that. Good. Here's one right here. You know, I often think I shouldn't be doing things like this because, you know, prospective participants could watch the VOD and maybe learn the maze, but I'm thinking when you get in here and you're running around, you know, fleeing for your life from baby zombies, I don't think you're going to be able to use any of that. Why should I care? Oh. Why should I care? Thank you, Sage. Yeah. Sage, thank you, Lone Star. Let's get that one in there. Change the display scene. We've got that one. So I've just been going around all this time. I've been talking while I had the camera scene on. I've just been placing the signs at the dead ends that we have yet to complete. No one will see him. Yes. Yeah. Why am I worried? Why should I be concerned? I think that's all of them. Yeah, okay. Come through here, we're through here. We have that one, okay. I come through here, I come through here. Oh, here's one that we've missed. Oh, right there, but it's good that we found it. We come through here. Yeah, we need this one. Nice. So remember, each one of these dead ends should have a feature in it. So we've got our work cut out for us. So it's good. I know it's maybe not the most exciting stream, but we really do need to get in here and get a count. There's a dead end over there. There's one there. It's already completed. I think I've marked that one. Good. I have. Yes, I've marked that one. Good. All right, we got. I think that's it. That one's completed. That one's completed. Coming through here, coming around here. Aha. This one. We missed that one. Okay. Cool. You know, I think we're good. Well, let's go through and we'll number them all next. And then we'll do the die with the glow ink. We'll do that next. So we left off on 9, I believe. 9? That's 9.1 and 9.2, really. So let's do this. Yeah, we'll do that because one's the entrance and one's the exit, right? So this one, we'll mark this one. We'll call this one 10. 10, excuse me. We'll call that one 10. Then we'll come back this way. We'll call this one 11. And we'll just go label all of these now. And maybe in the process of labeling these, we'll see if we've forgotten any. Yeah, we missed this one. This one should be, what, 13, I think? I'll make this one maybe 14. Maybe this one will be 15. We'll just fly on through doing this like so. Completed that one. Where did we leave off? I thought we left off at what, 15 or 16? No, 16. So we're on to 17. I don't think there was anything down here. So I think this one's 17, right? There we go. That one's finished. This one we'll call 18. So think of this. Each one of these is a dead end feature. See, this one we missed. This one would be 19. Okay, here. This one would be 20. Now, some of these we may like they may be joined together because we have the big central area that needs to be located inside the maze somewhere. I'm thinking that might be one of the last things we put in. This should be 21. Ah, see, we missed this one. So this is configuration number 1 of the mazes. And so configuration 1 will have 3 copies, like I pointed out earlier in the stream. Configuration 2 will have like a different block palette and different look and stuff to it. I want to make sure I remember where I left off with my count. 20, right? I left off with 20. That's 22. Did I skip from 20 directly to 22? Thunder, please. Please. $19, 18, 19, like that. $20. Here we go. 21. That should be 22. This should be 23 right here. That one. Let me start the playlist again. I think this one is 24. This one's 25. Six. $27. Okay, I think we're good. I'm gonna now. You may have noticed that I'm looking at this in the east to west axis. Now let's take a scan through a north to south axis, just to make sure we haven't missed any. All right. There. Okay, looking good. Good. Okay. Then we'll go dye them red, at least the numbers. That will help make sure that we have the count correct. It's a little bit tedious, but it has to be done. Entrance. We're almost there. Almost there, people. Viewers, friends. We're almost there. Right. Okay, we're good there. I think we did a good job here. Numbered, yes. Okay, it's already completed. Okay, good. Good. Okay, cool. Right. All right, I think we're good. Let's get some red dye. And then some glow squid. Glow squiddy ink. All right. And I think the way I went about it was I just did this kind of a thing. Because we left off with 10, right? I think that was the idea. Yeah, here we go. 10 like this. That was the entrance. Come on over to here. 10. See, already the count is off, right? I think this should be 11, right? Not 111. God, the game. Please, please. Thank you. And you may think that that's not that important, but I don't want to be zooming around here looking for a number for a... Yeah, I just numbered them inversely. Okay, this is good. Not 112. Please. Yeah, I don't want to be zooming around here as we're working and then looking for a number dead end that is mislabeled. It's just going to cause problems later. 12. I think I might have my direction mixed up. 13. Yeah. 14. Yeah, and I didn't realize it. 14. 15, let's just straighten it out. 15. I am forever doing stuff like this to myself. $16. Good. 17. All right, yeah, this is where it flips back. This one should be 18 if I'm going to follow this scheme, and it looks like I've decided to do that. 18. Then this one will be now 19, right? Not a big deal. $20. Nicely done. Okay, yeah, this is where the count went astray. So this is 21. And I've got to stop calling the big room the central area because I don't want it to be so obvious. I should just call it the open area. 22, this should be 23, good. Three like this, there we go. There. Should be 24. Yes. 24. Yeah, and then these are labeled backwards, right? So this would be 25. We have a few here. 25. This one here would be 26 because of symmetry. And so this one here should be 27 now. And then we should be finished. Okay. So now we've got a count. That's cool. We have 27 of these. So I think the next thing we should do let's do 10. 11. Okay, and I'm going to leave a space here just in case we have some other feature that's not numbered, because we will have a couple of those. Oh, well, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, There we go. Okay, that might do it. That'll be 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Yeah, okay, calm down. 26 and 27. Cool. Let's maintain our code throughout, shall we? Let's do this. All of these have been completed. All of those need to be completed. Let's do that. Okay. Cool. Well, we certainly have our work cut out for us. Now, let me see. We still have 27 minutes left of the stream. So, that being said, let's pick out our next feature. So this will be feature number 10. So we'll go over to 10 here. That will be right here. So we have this on the opposite side of the wall, and we have an outer wall. So what kind of feature can we put in there? I'm trying to think of some of the other features that we had from the test world that we had put in there. We have some really, really huge features. The biggest one is the open area feature. The second biggest one is the final run. That's the anvil launcher. So that's definitely the last one. We had a couple of other ones. We had a parkour system that we had put in. You know I'm supposed to be in standing mode, but my hip is kind of bothering me here. Let's see. We did have a water system that was a beneficial one, where the baby zombies were stuck in the water, and the player could parkour above the water. That way it would slow the baby zombies down. But if the player could parkour well enough, then they could get to a secret door with a dispenser inside that would dispense them. It was some boots and a helmet and stuff like that, and I think a cudgel, a shillelagh, a stick, to whack the babies with, and I think the stick had knockback on it, knockback too, so you could knock the baby zombies back. So I think that was a feature that we had. So what would we call that kind of a feature? because that's neither really detrimental nor is it beneficial, really. I guess it's sort of beneficial, right? I think the player had the Depth Strider boots on, because then the Depth Strider boots, the player could zip past the baby zombies who are wading through the water, and the player could just fly right on through the water. Right, so that was that idea. There's that one. So let's call that one Aqua Parkour. All right, so that will go right here. And I'm going to put, because that one's kind of 50-50, right? And here, I'll just put the names up here. That's good enough. So that's the one that we'll work on next, and we'll put it right here. One of the main reasons why I need that here is I need an exterior wall for that one. That's really hard to put into an interior wall. The other thing I have to ask myself, though, is this a long enough feature for that? It might not be. I think I have an idea of what to do for that, though. I may make this the parkour part of it and make that the door in which it opens. So I may redesign it a little bit. Because as the player's running through here, yeah, when they get to here and they cross over, that's where this, I think I had this activated where it gets flooded with water. And then the player can start to parkour over this, but the baby zombies can't parkour. They have to start going through the water. And so you get ahead of them, you can see the button in front of you. You press the button, you get into here, and this area will dispense the boots and the shillelagh, I think it was. And so one thing we're definitely going to need is a way to get up, because we need to be able to maintain this underneath. So the player is going to come over to here. I think the button will be here. And let me see. Again, I want to be consistent with the button locations. That's the third down from the top, the third over from the wall. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this, and let's get that marked. And I think that's how I'm going to do that, because this isn't quite long enough for that, and this will also give me the area in which I can put some redstone and stuff. I can do it like that. Boa Cars, hey there, welcome. Welcome on in. So, Bo, we had just taken a survey of all of the dead ends in which we have to install features here. We have roughly 9 features worked out. It seems we have maybe 27, or at most, some of them will be combined, but 27 at most to install. And so we're about a third of the way there. And we're just thinking of the next feature to put in. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I think the button will be right there. And we can relocate this sign over to here, like this. 10 Aqua Parkour. It doesn't need to be way down there. And I think we said this one is kind of neutral, right? There we go. Love making dungeons or things like it, yeah. And you can all see the auto shout out up there for Boa Cars. Incredible Minecrafter in his own right. Please go check him out when you get a chance. Yeah, so we're going to modify this dead end. I'm thinking I can use this part of it because this isn't quite long enough to put that parkour feature. And, I could do the parkour feature in another part of the maze with a longer, but you know what? But I feel like doing it here. This is long enough for it. And then I think we can just use this area where this hooks around 90 degrees here. We can build this out and we can put our redstone for that maze right in there. There's a booth with a door that will slide open here to let the player in. This could even open up and they could go down into that area. That could happen too. But now I have to think of things a little bit differently for this. Now, unfortunately, I don't have that test world loaded up yet. So I can't just switch over and show you what we need to do. But I believe what we had going here was we had just dispensers here. And as the player came around through here and entered this, they stepped on pressure plates here that may have pulled these tiles aside, and there were dispensers underneath. The dispensers flooded this area with water. I think that's what happened. They pulled these down, pulled them to the sides. The dispensers flooded the area with water. And then there were some parkour features here. And the player could just parkour over those and then drop down, see this area. Now, the baby zombies can't parkour, so they would start making their way across the water. And while they are, this would open up, and the player would see a booth with a dispenser and a sign, right? And so the player could get in here, and when they step on the pressure plate, it would give them the depth stride of 3 and the speed and unbreaking 3 and stuff for the boots. And there'll just be maybe some leather boots so they break. So maybe don't put the unbreaking 3 on them because we don't want to have them for the entire maze, right? But maybe they will have the soul speed on them though. Maybe they will. Let me adjust my camera. Maybe they will have the soul speed. So let's get that into place here. I'm going to temporarily put a chest up here. Not chest. Chest. I can type chest. All right, here. And we'll just put these items in here for right now. Let's get a stick. Stack of those. We'll get some leather boots. Put those in there. Let's get some books. The stick, I know I definitely want to put knockback 2 on. And then for the boots, we want depth stride of 3 so they can quickly get through the water and juke the baby zombies on their way out. They'll probably suffer a couple of hits from them on the way out, but we'll put that in there for the boots. We'll put some... I know we definitely want the soul speed. Soul speed 3, like this. They may be low on food and health, so let's give them some regen. Oh, I'm so tempted. I mean, that would be funnier. All right, so let's do that. I think we're good. I think that's good for this feature. Now, if we go into here, let's just aqua affinity. That's not going to be really helpful. Bane of arthropods, breach, blast protection, curse of binding. Ooh, curse of binding. Oh, you know what would be good though? You know what would be good? I was thinking of Curse of Vanishing. Because if we put Curse of Vanishing on there, then if they die in the maze, those will disappear, and that's actually a good thing. And I might be able to put that on there, Shillelagh, but I think that'll just despawn. Oh, but you know what? I'm probably getting a little ahead of myself, because if they die, they just go to the next maze, right? And so Curse of Vanishing doesn't really help. Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good there. We don't have to do that. But I'm thinking a speed potion would be pretty cool. Or... yeah, saturation would definitely be good. Yeah, we already have that. Okay, that's good. So saturation is good. We have, that's with our poison. Jump boost, I'm not really sure. Definitely want that. So we have regen with some saturation. That's good. And then I'm thinking, what if we give them a little speed boost? Not much, but and we'll just have it speed 1. 8 minutes is a long time, though. How about we give them a little bit of... Now, should we have a splash potion that automatically hits them with it, or... No, let's have them drink it. There we go. We'll have those things for them. Now we can here make an access hole because we're going to have redstone underneath. And again, because I changed the configuration of the maze, we're going to have new challenges now. The former maze had this coming right down here, and then yeah, this is going to be interesting. All right, so at least temporarily, this is going to have to come out. Now, before I had, some kind of really cool prismarine kind of look here. So, I'm thinking... I'm thinking, should I have the parkour features disappearing and stuff into the walls and things like that? Or should I just say, heck with it, and just leave them up there all the time? The other maze, I just had them permanently fixed here. And I forgot now how I went about doing this. Let's get, we're definitely going to need dispensers. And I'm thinking the dispensers are definitely going to have to point up, as the Frenchmen say. Like that. Now the thing is, do I want them to be at this level? I think I don't want them to be more like that. And this might... This might actually be a little easier. And you know what? I might have this. Actually extend all the way over to here with the parkour for the button being right there. So the player will come over here, see this, see the parkour, see the baby zombies, and then maybe they'll see that button down there. Hopefully they will. Start to do the parkour to get over here to reach and hit the button, and then they'll see this open up. And then they'll be able to get in over here. Now, while they're over here equipping and doing all of that, baby zombies are making their way across the water while that's happening. And then they'll get their gear, and then they'll decide, do I want to reverse parkour over them or just run straight through the water? Actually, I want them to run straight through the water, so I'll make the parkour as such that they can't access the parkour on the way back. They have to run through the water. Okay, if that's the case, then I would like to put the pressure plates that they're going to need to step on. Here, yeah, here's another problem now, right? The pressure plates that they're going to need to activate are not going to be able to be placed on these slabs. So we're going to need at least one of these like this, right? With now it's cool. We do have these blackstone pressure plates like this. Now you could do something like this, but this will have to be a one-time activation. So we'll have to do our drop-off piston kind of thing. And we'll have to make this such that any one of these being trounced upon will set it off. How noticeable is this? Okay, well, we do... Oh, this is something we have to think about. We actually have a dead end on this side as well as that one. All right, we have to think about this because these two are right next to each other. So I don't know what's going to go in here, but we need to think about that when we're building stuff out here. We need to leave some redstone in for this, whatever this is going to be. Now, I was thinking we don't need to have, because of water mechanics, we don't necessarily need to have so when they get over to here, they're going to look like this, and they're going to see that feature over there. Because they won't be approaching this side. This side will be a dead end, right? And so they do need to see that over here. I don't know, maybe this is not a good place to put this. Maybe we should put a different feature in here. Let's take a look at some other spots and see if there's a better dead end to use. That one's not long enough. That one's also pretty darn short. This one is probably ideal for that. It's not on an exterior wall, but I might be able to change the redstone to make it fit in here. Let's look at some other locations for the aqua parkour dead end feature. Let's do that. Yeah, that one we said is too short. Yeah, it's just that these two are right next to each other, and the player would approach from this side, and it would already kind of give things away. I could move this back a few blocks, but then it makes this, I feel, a little too short. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I think that's not going to be cool. A cool location for that. How am I doing for time here? Wow, I'm at the end of the stream anyway. Let's, I don't mind going a few minutes over the stream. Let's just survey what we have for available dead end features locations. We do have this one. I don't feel that's quite long enough, though. Yeah. This one is pretty good. Again, it's an interior dead end, so it's not really that much longer than this one. That one's pretty short. That one's already built out. There is this one. This one also feels a little too short. That's definitely too short. Yeah, that's absolutely too short. That one's already built out. Too short. Too short. Yeah, I think the one I'm going to go with, I think I'm going to change it up. And I'm going to go with this one. And I think I know how I'm going to do it. Since this one is oh so very long, we can put the parkour feature here. But then, as the player's running this way, they'll be coming out of the maze like this. They'll look down here, and then they'll see that feature down there. But we could change it up a little bit. We could have the feature like this. We could bring the maze here. We could have this part of the island here, and then we could access that way. We could change the maze. So it's not obvious. You can't really see it from here. You would come around here. You would come around here like this. You wouldn't really see it from there unless you line right up. So maybe that's a good thing to do. Yeah, let's try that. Let's try that. So let's switch this up. Really? Please just let me type it, hands, please. So we'll do that. Let's update it over here. And we don't necessarily have to do all these in order, like we have to figure out a feature for 10 and then 11. We can do them out of order because they're numbered now. That's part of the... That means we can restore that feature there. One thing I do want to do is I want to try this out. Where we will take this now and do this kind of a thing. We'll deal with that in a moment. little something like this. Do I really only have 2 kinds of blocks there? I think I do. Okay. We'll do something like that. But then we'll extend this one out. We'll extend this one out this way now. We'll just change the maze configuration a little bit. And hopefully we're not creating new problems by solving this one. Because, wow, I hate it when that happens. This, we'll do something like that. Yeah, okay, I think that's good. Like this. Oh, yeah, those do have to go like that, don't they? And then we'll have that. Okay, so we changed the maze a little bit, right? So player would come around here, player would come around there. If they go in here, this gives me enough room, I think, to actually start the parkour, like right around here. I think this is just long enough. Player can come into here. Now, I may have the player actually drop down into the area where they can equip and then come back up. I think that would be the easier way to do it. I think that would be the easier way to do it. Let's, because we do need the lighting a little bit, just a little bit. Okay. That'll give us a little bit of lighting there. And then, similarly, we'll get some lighting there. Fuck. Okay. Yeah, some subtle lighting like that is really important. It's not so much for the player. It's more important for the viewers, so the viewers can actually see what's going on. All right, so we'll try something like this. We'll have a drop-down area here with maybe some stairs, and then the player can equip down there. They can come back up, but they will not be able. And the parkour here won't be that difficult. You know, I'm terrible at parkour, so I won't make it that difficult. The idea is the baby zombies are wading through the water, and they're very, very slow. And so the player can then come around here and parkour up through here. And you know what? That's even better because the parkour features won't really be viewable from down here. They will a little bit if the player gets to here. They might be able to see something there, but not much. They certainly won't be able to see much of anything at all if they're here. They may see it as they go past here, but through here, no. They shouldn't really see much of anything through here. And similarly, if they're over here, I don't think they'll see much. They might see a little bit through here. Yeah, I think this is a good plan. I think this is a good spot for this. We do have to be aware that we have another dead end right here. So that might be something to think about. That might be something to think about. Because I'm thinking to myself, is this long enough for them to do an interesting kind of parkour? But one, two, three, four. If they fall, they're still ahead, right? Yeah, all right. Well, we'll try this. And you know what? If for some reason it doesn't work out, we'll just change it. I really don't like doing things twice, but sometimes it's necessary. Again, this might be one of those dispenser kind of things where, like we had at Suspicious Stews, where they can only get one item. But I don't know. I think it's just put one item in, and then just have the restocking supplies down here where I can get them. Okay. That being said. There we go. Progress. I think that's a good screenshot right there. Good thumbnail right there. Okay, let's wrap up the stream, shall we? Let's switch over to the camera scene. Let's see if there's anybody to whom we can raid out. What's with y'all today? So Wednesday afternoon, none of you are streaming. Okay. All right. Well, we'll forgo the raid today then, if that's the case. That way I can go pick up Kachi. I mean, it just gives me a little more time before I can go do that. So, all right. That being said. Thank you, everyone, for showing up today. I know today was just like counting the dead ends that we have to do with stuff like that, but it's an important step. It really is getting ourselves organized, see how far we've come and how far we need to go and stuff, and do a little bit of planning. So just remember, everyone, that we do this Generation stream every Wednesday from noon to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Our next stream will be Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That will be Buffooncraft SMP Season 6. And the stream after that, hopefully, maybe Kachi will feel like doing Kachi time from 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Sunday. He didn't feel like getting around to that last Sunday, so maybe this Sunday. If I know ahead of time he's going to feel like canceling that stream, maybe I'll stream something instead on that day. It's just I usually just ask him on Sunday, "Do you want to stream today?" He's like, "No," or whatever, and I only know that day. So maybe I can do something on that day. We'll see. And then the stream after that will be the next Wednesday generation stream. Okay, everybody, thank you again for showing up, and enjoy the rest of your afternoon, your evening, the morning, wherever you happen to be. Join us again next time. Bye for now.